In the dim-lit grandeur of Helsinki's presidential palace on July 16, 2018, the world held its breath as two enigmatic figures emerged from a veil of secrecy. Donald Trump, the brash American president with his signature red tie flapping like a flag of defiance, strode alongside Vladimir Putin, the steely Russian leader whose piercing gaze betrayed a chess master's cunning. The air crackled with unspoken tensions, NATO allies reeling from Trump's earlier barbs in Brussels, U.S. intelligence agencies adamant about Russian meddling in the 2016 election, and a global audience glued to screens, whispering about collusion. As they sat for their one-on-one, interpreters the only witnesses, Trump leaned forward, his voice uncharacteristically subdued. Over 2 hours, they delved into Syria, nuclear arms, and Ukraine, but the bombshell came at the joint press conference. Flanked by flags and flashing cameras, Trump declared, "My people came to me. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be." The room erupted in murmurs. Critics decried it as capitulation, allies as betrayal. Even Trump's own director of national intelligence, Dan Coats, issued a rare rebuke. "We have been clear in our assessments of Russian meddling. This wasn't just diplomacy. It was a high-wire act in a political thriller, where every word could topple empires." Flash forward to 2025, with Trump back in the Oval Office after a contentious re-election, and the stakes skyrocket. A February phone call reignites the flame, lasting nearly 90 minutes, covering Ukraine's war, AI, energy, and the dollar's dominance. Trump emerges triumphant on Truth Social. "Very productive conversation with President Putin. We discussed many things, including ending the war in Ukraine quickly. But beneath the bravado lies a history of shadowed alliances, from denied pre-2016 contacts to concealed notes from interpreters." As whispers of an August 15, 2025, summit in Alaska swirl, announced just days ago, the world wonders, is this peace or peril? This documentary plunges into the heart of their saga, unraveling real facts, dates, and dialogues that have shaped our fragile geopolitics, all in the style of a pulse-pounding thriller where heroes and villains blur. The tapestry of Trump and Putin's interactions weaves a complex narrative of intrigue, beginning in the fog of the 2016 U.S. election. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov repeatedly denied any direct contacts. President Putin has never had any contacts with Trump, never spoken to him, including by telephone. Yet, intelligence reports painted a different picture. Russian hackers breaching democratic servers. WikiLeaks drops time to disrupt Hillary Clinton's campaign. Trump, on the trail, praised Putin as a strong leader, quipping in interviews, "I think I'd get along very well with Vladimir Putin." Post-victory, the floodgates opened. Their inaugural call on January 28, 2017, focused on counterterrorism and economic ties, setting a tone of cautious rapport. By July 2017, at the G20 summit in Hamburg, Germany, they met twice, a formal session with aides, and an impromptu hour-long chat with only a Russian interpreter present. Putin dominated, railing against Ukraine's corruption, and warning Trump against arming Kiev, calling it a mistake that would escalate tensions. Trump, ever the deal-maker, probed for common ground on Syria and North Korea. Former aides later revealed Trump's admiration. He thinks Putin is a tough guy who gets things done. The pattern escalated. 9 publicly reported calls by early 2019, plus at least 7 more private ones, totaling over 16 conversations. In one on May 3, 2019, they discussed Venezuela, with Trump saying, "We have a lot of things in common." But secrecy shrouded them. Trump confiscated interpreter notes after Hamburg and Helsinki, going to extraordinary lengths to hide details, per reports. Experts like Fiona Hill, Trump's former Russia advisor, warned in her memoir. Trump saw in Putin a mirror of himself, both tough negotiators who could cut deals. The 2018 Helsinki summit amplified the drama. Preceding it, Trump tweeted praise for Putin while bashing NATO. Inside, they hashed out election interference, Putin denying involvement, Trump accepting it at face value. Post-summit, Trump told aides it was the easiest meeting of his trip, but backlash was fierce. Senator John McCain called it one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president. Another G20 in Osaka, Japan, June 2019, saw light-hearted banter, Trump joking about fake news and election meddling, wagging his finger at Putin. "Don't meddle in the election, please." A July 31, 2019, call covered Siberian wildfires, Trump offering U.S. aid, and trade disputes. As Trump's first term waned amid impeachment over Ukraine, a call with Zelensky pressuring for dirt on Biden, Putin loomed in the background. Contacts paused during Biden's presidency, but Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine hardened lines. Trump, from the sidelines, claimed he could end the war in 24 hours by leveraging his great relationship with Putin. Re-elected in 2024, Trump wasted no time. Signals of a call emerged January 25, 2025, with both sides viewing it as a prelude to in-person talks. The February 2025 call, on the 12th, lasted 90 minutes, touching Ukraine, Middle East conflicts, AI risks, energy markets, and the US dollar's global role. Trump posted, "Negotiations to end the Ukraine war will start soon." A March 18, 2025, marathon over 2 hours zeroed in on Ukraine, yielding a 30-day halt on energy strikes but no full ceasefire. Putin's monologues extended calls, per reports. He talks at length, and Trump listens. By May, another dialogue emphasized root causes of the conflict, with Putin inviting Trump to Moscow and Trump reciprocating. Frustrations built. Trump imposed deadlines, threatening sanctions. Enter Steve Witkoff, Trump's envoy, meeting Putin in Moscow August 6, 2025, for 3 hours of constructive talks paving the summit path. Behavioral quirks defined them. Putin's calculated delays, Trump's impulsive praise. Commentators like size analysts noted promise and disappointments, questioning if Trump's deference compromises U.S. interests. This chronology reveals not just leaders, but protagonists in a thriller of power, where every call hides layers of strategy and suspicion. As the midnight sun dips low over Alaska's rugged terrain on August 15, 2025, the impending summit casts long shadows across the global stage, echoing the ghosts of past encounters that could either forge lasting peace or unravel the world order. Trump's history with Putin, a bromance built on flattery and deals, now faces its ultimate test amid Ukraine's devastation. From the 2017 Hamburg whispers to the 2018 Helsinki shockwaves, their dynamic has consistently favored personal chemistry over alliance solidarity. Trump's post-February 2025 optimism. We agreed to work quickly toward a ceasefire, clashed with March's partial halt on strikes, no full truce in sight. Putin's isolation since 2022 ends triumphantly, meeting Trump without preconditions, as European leaders scramble. Estonian PM Kaja Kallas warned, "Any deal that rewards aggression weakens us all." Zelensky, sidelined initially, demands, "Russia's economy must be stopped if it won't stop the war." Potential outcomes loom ominous. Territorial concessions like Crimea and Donbass recognition, sanctions lifted, Ukraine's NATO dreams dashed. Trump's lax handling of secrets, leaking classified info, compromising CIA sources, dozens lost post-2017, heightens risks. A Witkoff-Putin prelude suggests bilateral focus first, alarming allies. Broader ripples, strengthened BRICS, deindustrialized Europe, fractured NATO. Trump boasts of highly productive progress, eyeing a Nobel-like legacy, but critics fear betrayal. As planes touch down in Anchorage, amid igloos and auroras, two titans converge. Will their bond, tempered in secrecy, birth a new era of cooperation, or ignite conflicts anew? In this frozen frontier, history pivots. What if the deals struck in shadows doomed the light of freedom?